the sprint teams have been talking about. As you can see behind me, it goes downhill. It's going to be super, super fast. They were supposed to go in the roundabout here, but as you can see behind me, it's a kink in the road with new tarmac on. We will come back to that. And if you follow me this way, we have the finish behind me. Sunny at the moment here. We have a cross tailwind, but with 400 meters to go, there's so much shelter, so the riders will not feel the wind with 400 meters to go and all the way to the finish. It's not only the kink in the road that's been one of the talking points, it's also the new tarmac on the road. Not only over there at the kink, but also here at the moment. We've been walking up on it, and it's fairly new. It's maybe done 24, 48 hours ago. I can still feel how it sticks on my shoe. And if I do like this, perfect. If I go over here, it's a bit rough, it's harder. The rolling resistance will indeed be fine. So with 150 meters to go, it lifts up a little bit, but then goes down with 50 meters to go. It's going to be super, super fast today.
Thank you very much, Anders Milker. So glad to see that, because this morning I was exchanging messages with a couple of sports directors out there. I was seeing photographs of the actual machine going and tarmacking it. And the sun was really... And in the book, they've been told they could pass on both sides, which would have been very strange and probably extremely dangerous in a big sprint finish. Thankfully, it looks as though it's been barriered off. But as you saw, Robbie, different types of tarmac, little raised. What does it look like to you?
That's really not going to present a problem for the riders. It is forecast to say sunny. And listen, I've raced a lot of Giro stages in my time, plus stages in Tirreno where they do very much the same thing. They lay down new tarmac shortly before the race. In fact, one year at Tirreno, they were doing the road when we were signing on for the stage. We came back 5 hours later and we sprinted down this brand new section of road. It was brilliant. I don't think they're going to feel anything. Maybe there'll be a bit of a bump on the left-hand side where they've laid down the new tarmac. But it's a good thing they've done what they've done. It's money well spent. Although begs the question, why didn't they just go 200 metres the other way or 100 metres the other way before that roundabout and put the finish line there? Logistics, you've got to set up your whole television compound, all the area that's needed for the finish infrastructure. You have to have everything in place, so maybe it was easier just to reconstruct that roundabout. But I was looking at it on Velo Viewer this morning, and I thought, oh no, if they don't do something with this, there's going to be such a tricky finish. But again, it's just pure Giro that they go and dig it out, tarmac it over, and say, what were you all worried about? We always knew what we were doing. So I think it's going to be, on that front, not a problem for the finish. There's enough other treacherous moments, and even on a straight road can sometimes be the most dangerous coming into a finish, because you just get everybody sort of able to come out of the slipstream and take a free shot at getting to the front. And it's one of those ones on a straight road, you can often feel like you could win if you could get through, but there's just no room. Everything's blocked all across, and riders will sometimes feel, well, I can pass if I can get a gap, and they try and force through one. It's not there. They ride in anyway, and then all hell breaks loose.
Things are changing in the Peloton. Lots of different trains and teams are coming to the front. That's going to really eat into the gap now. Everybody's wary. Sean, they won't be thinking of the finish yet, but what quick thought from you? And I know you've been studying the book. You've seen the images.
It's important, because if you allow to go both sides of the roundabout, that would make it treacherous, because riders would decide the last moment to change the side they're going to go, and that could cause a major crash. But you have to be in the top 10 here. At that 300 metres to go, top 10 or 12, that's where you've got to be, and that'll be a clear run for all.
Let's go to Jens.
Before I have to go to the finish line to meet my team at the mixed zone, I am now behind the first, well, it's not really a front group, it's two riders. They worked really hard on the flats. They do 60 to 65 kilometers an hour. They work nicely together. Them two, they believe in their chances.
Well, Sean, if he's going for a sprint, it must be a sprint.
Many breakaways, but yeah, we can see here, 20 kilometers.
And then, as we come to Ciriale, province of Savona, not far up the road now from La Gueglia. I said very early on in the broadcast today, I'll repeat it for the benefit of those of you joining. Trofeo La Gueglia also uses the Capomele, but they climb from the other side. It's a finish down in the town just before we'll start climbing the Capomele. And there it is, further up in the distance. Lighthouse there as well. Western part of Savona. Start tomorrow.
And just looking at it from the distance, it hardly looks like a hill. You look at that and go, why are these people carrying on about the climb of the Capomele when that's what it looks like on TV? Well, the impression that you get on that shot belies how difficult it will be. It's a 1.5 kilometre climb at around 4.5%, which is not difficult if you just look at those statistics, but it's the speed at which they're going to ride up it. That makes any climb difficult or easy. There's no hard climbs, it's just how hard you're forced to try and ride up them. Right-hand side, Jake Orlula moving forward with Caleb Ewan. First time we've seen him all day.
This is Magnus Sheffield with a bike change. Obviously, Carr already aware of this. They're trying to be as calm as possible. Zach Dempster ready to push him off. And there goes the young American on his Grand Tour debut. But this is now what it looks like when we come to Milan-San Remo, Sean, because we're coming through these towns with all the roundabouts and obstacles, and everyone's so nervous.
Yes, well, exactly the same as the Milan-San Remo. Everybody wants, you know, to be in that top 30 or 40 places, get on to the capos. But this one is more important again, because when you get onto the climb, especially for the guys who you know, are going to struggle a little bit, they want to be in the very front of the peloton, the top 5 or 10 riders, and you know, it allows you to slip back another 10 or 15 places and still be in a very good position as you go on to the descent and the run into the finish. So we can see there, it's just the fight is starting already now, just inside the final 20k.
This is furious. 18 sprinters or general classification riders, and that Robbie McEwen is also part of the problem now. It's GC riders there as well, because one, we saw what happened yesterday. They will need to be there to react if there is a move. Two, it's the usual thing in a Grand Tour. The first few sprint stages, keep your leaders safe, and there is Pogacar in pink, and Gerard Thomas is not letting him out of his sight.
And that's the problem in itself. Everybody trying to stay safe by being at the front makes it unsafe, because there's not room for everybody at the front. Our two leaders still with 56 seconds, but it's now dipped under the minute. Just under 18 kilometres to go, but it's really ramping up behind us from this point on the course, from just after La Guelia. And those who know Milano-San Remo well, they're perfectly in tune with where they need to be at this very moment. We saw the team of Caleb Ewan really pushing towards the front, then a guy who trains on these roads so often, he's right in the middle of the road. Jake Orlula, in fact, taking the front position in the peloton. Left-hand side, DSM Firmenich for Fabio Jakobsen and Andreas Lund, who's proven to be better over the last few sprints that they've both taken part in. Jonathan Milan right in the centre, and it's been a lot of Lidl trek for many, many kilometres. Been pushed back a little bit at the moment, still sticking together with the main lead.